Hello. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, but it was last night was WWE ROADBLOCK End of the Line, and I figured since it was the last pay-per-view of the year, I might as well do one of these wrestling reviews because I like doing them, and I kind of stopped doing them just because not very many people really care or watch them, but I felt like doing one today. And so, if anybody watches them or cares, I'll make some more. I got a little spider crawling over here on my leg. I'm gonna go put it in this plant over here. There you go. Okay. Save the spider. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, last night was WWE ROADBLOCK End of the Line, and I got my little notes here just because I like to drink and watch wrestling. But anyway, I think I basically remember what happened, but I have my little bullet points to remind me. But yeah, anyway, the pre-show was going on. There's shit going on with WWE and Lita and Jerry Lawler. So last night on the pre-show, it was Renee Young, that one dude from, what was it, Pittsburgh? The guy, the radio personality or whatever from Pittsburgh. He was cool. I liked him. I can't remember his damn name. I should give him more credit. And Booker T. It was those three on the pre-show. And, I like that dude that they had on there with them because, I like when they have guest people on wrestling that actually know about wrestling, and that dude sounded like he actually kind of knew the product a little bit. So, those guys had some nice conversations, and we had Big Cass versus Rusev on the pre-show too. We had our little, free pre-show match and all that, and Rusev and Lana came out, and it was just, Rusev and Lana. And then Big Cass and Enzo came out, and, Enzo can just talk and talk and talk, as he even put it last night. Those guys can put on some great little promos and talk very well, and then Cass made some goofy thing about, or he spoke about Enzo being Rudolph, and Enzo put on a red nose, and then Big Cass named all the reindeer of Santa, which is always fun, but it kind of like completely watered down everything Enzo had just talked about, how he should have gotten his money up front with Lana, and Rusev and Lana still owed him money as far as he was concerned, but yeah, and so Enzo, Big Cass and Rusev went out there and had their match. There was some shenanigans from Lana and Enzo on the outside, and that basically just wound up costing Big Cass the match. So Rusev won, and him and Lana just immediately went backstage, and that was that. It was just a really quick thing. Yeah. And then we kicked off the pay-per-view, the main pay-per-view with New Day versus Cesaro and Sheamus. And Michael Cole and everybody just kept talking about how great New Day was, and that they had the record for the longest running tag team championship reign of all time, and all that fun stuff. And so they went out there, and it was Big E and Kofi, and then we had Xavier Woods on the outside, doing his usual stuff. And they fought and they battled, and it was all fine and dandy. The New Day kept pulling all their usual shenanigans and all that stuff, having a good old time. And then but Cesaro and Sheamus, kind of kept coming out of it. They were defeating that extra man advantage off over and over again. And at the very end, Sheamus went for a tag to Cesaro. And Cesaro pulled his hand away at the last second, and so Sheamus went for the tag and missed. But he still ran in the ring, and so Kofi thought that Cesaro and Sheamus had tagged, but they hadn't. So Kofi went for the pin, and Cesaro wasn't the legal man, and so Sheamus came in there and fucking just pinned him, and there you fucking go. Cesaro and Sheamus defeat the New Day and become the new tag team champions. So that was kind of cool to see, those shenanigans. I've been using that word a lot today. Anyway, Cesaro was nice and hugged the New Day, and to be a good sportsman. Sheamus really didn't give a crap about any of that, and just grabbed the title belts and tried to celebrate, and and they did the whole Cesaro raised his hands, the crowd cheered. Sheamus raised his hands, the crowd didn't cheer, and all that fun stuff. Then we had Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman, and Sami Zayn had to last 10 minutes. That was the match. He had to last 10 minutes. He had to survive 10 minutes against Braun Strowman. And, all the crap with Mick Foley's been going on. But, so they went out there, and Sami Zayn just, as he had said during the pre-show, I believe, it's like the difference between him and the other guys that Braun Strowman is beating up is that Sami Zayn keeps getting back up. He doesn't stay down. He gets back up. So they fought, and Braun Strowman just basically beat Sami Zayn down for, 7 minutes or so. And then Mick Foley came out with a white towel, and he was going to throw in the towel. And the match kind of went outside the ring. And Sami Zayn's like, "Oh, Mick, don't throw in the towel, please." And Braun Strowman's like, throw in the towel, motherfucker, And it was kind of funny, what I thought, that while Mick was sitting there holding the towel, contemplating throwing it in the ring, you had a group of people, I don't know, a good chunk of people behind Mick Foley. Instead of doing no, they were doing delete, like broken Matt Hardy. And I thought that was cool, because the only time I really saw any, like, no chance at all last night that I remember was during that Cesaro and Sheamus versus New Day match. There was like one dude standing there in the front row doing no, and like someone was going for a pin. But anyway, it was just really nice to see the delete chance. However, I digress. But Sami Zayn grabbed the white towel and threw it into the crowd, and he's not giving up. And then all of a sudden, he kind of put a little beat down on Braun Strowman. He beat him down for a couple minutes, and time expired. And he nailed a haluva kick and all that, but time ran out, and who knows how it would have went if it would have kept going. I don't know, but it was Sami Zayn went there and did his thing, so it was cool, because fuck, they need to do something better with Sami Zayn, old El Generico and all that. But anyway, what do we got here? What the hell happened next? Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Jericho versus Seth Rollins. Yeah, basically, it was just, a usual match. Those guys went out there, did their thing, pulled off their big moves, had a nice little battle. The crowd was really split during this match. There was a lot of let's go, Jericho, let's go Rollins. There was a lot of different, there was definitely a split in who desired who to win. Um, Basically the match just went on. Prior to this match, I know Kevin Owens was backstage and he talked to what's her face, Charlie, the new girl. That's kind of like the new Renee Young on Raw. But he was talking to her backstage and he basically told her she was stupid and he didn't appreciate her questions. And he realized she wasn't looking at him anymore, and he got upset. And then he realized that she was looking at Jericho behind him. So he went over to Jericho and tried to sugar his churro a little bit, trying to be friends with him again, and gave him a Christmas present, which was a holiday scarf. And Jericho didn't like it and kind of just threw it back at Owens and walked off. So anyway, during the match, those Rollins and Jericho were fighting. Kevin Owens comes out and tries to kind of interfere on Jericho's behalf, and all it really did was wind up distracting the referee and costing Jericho a pin. So then Jericho starts yelling at Owens, and while Jericho's yelling at Owens, that gives Rollins the chance to come in and pull a quick fast moves and wins the match. And Kevin Owens is just ashamed and sad, and he walks away and goes backstage. And Jericho loses. He's pissed, but Rollins wins, and he's happy. So, yeah. And then I need some tea, man. After drinking beer last night, I need to rehydrate a little bit. Anyway. Okay, so then we go into, we have a cruiserweight match. It's Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins versus the Brian Kendrick. And, it was just a basic fancy cruiserweight match. Those guys go out there, did their thing. They fought, and Rich Swann pulls off the win. And then all of a sudden, Neville comes running out. And Neville comes out and he beats the crap out of Rich Swann and TJ Perkins. So obviously we had a heel turn from Neville, which will probably be good for him. It'll, make something for him more interesting to do, I guess, just since he's been so lost in the shuffle lately. So yeah, Neville came out and beat up TJ Perkins and Rich Swann, and Corey Graves loved it, because they were tag team partners, back in NXT. But yeah, so Neville came out and was all pissed off and angry, and definitely had a different demeanor about him. But yeah, so that's basically how that went. What do we got? Oh yeah. And then, so we had, after that, we had Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the WWE Women's Championship. It was a 30-minute Iron Man match. And, yeah, they went out there and, they fought and they fought and they fought, beat each other down, threw everything they could at each other. And, finally, what did I write down? I wrote down the time. Oh, yeah. There was like 10 minutes. They'd gone like 20 minutes. And no pinfalls had happened at all. And Charlotte pulled off some kind of... It was like a sunset RKO bulldog move. And just slammed Sasha's face on the mat. And got the very first pinfall. And so then, and I was keeping track of the time. And then about 2 minutes later, Sasha got all sneaky and started spinning around doing a bunch of shit. And she got her very first pinfall. And then Sasha Banks went for a bank statement. and she got it and got another pinfall. So Charlotte's behind, and so Charlotte just starts going to town on Sasha Banks's knee, and just starts beating the crap out of Sasha's knee, and just starts beating her and beating her, beating her down on that damn knee of Sasha's. And she manages to get a figure eight in 3 seconds before the match is over, and tied the whole series and all that. So the series is tied, and so they go into overtime. And how did I do this? I know I did this weird last night. But anyway, they went into overtime. They start fighting. They fight some more. They go into sudden death, and Charlotte locks in the figure eight again, and Sasha's all bleeding out the mouth, looking like the Joker and crap, and she winds up tapping out, and Charlotte became champion again. And it was funny. I can imagine, like King Ross and stuff from over at WPCW, doing his WTF moments, because it was funny before the match. You could hear Michael Cole, he's always talking about Charlotte being undefeated at all pay-per-views, and then last night it changed. He was like, oh, lately she's been, I don't know, he said something like 17-2 at pay-per-views. And then he was like, oh, now she's won the last 20 pay-per-views in a row. And then, like, I don't know, at the end of the match, it was like, oh, she's won 15 pay-per-views in a row or something. And then, like, at the post-show, she was talking about how she was 20-0. So the number just always changes on crap. But anyway, Sasha won. And then we go to Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. And, I don't complain about wrestling. I liked it. I just like wrestling. But this whole pay-per-view was just a really basic show, I guess. There wasn't any really spectacular moments that popped out at me. It was just, a more prevalent version of Raw, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. They fight. They do all their nice, fun signature moves, do all this fun stuff, beat each other up. Out comes Jericho. Jericho interferes. Jericho comes in. He kind of interferes, and he gives a code breaker to Kevin Owens, and costs Roman Reigns the match. And so Kevin Owens is still champion. And then Jericho picks up the belt and is just kind of staring at it, and he hands it back to Kevin Owens. And then Kevin Owens is happy. Excuse me. Jericho helps him up. They hug, and everyone's like, oh, Jericho's so brilliant. Oh, wow. No, he pulled a fast one on everyone. Kevin Owens didn't even know. I guess they're still best friends. And so Seth Rollins comes out, and him and Roman Reigns beat up Chris Jericho, powerbomb him through the Spanish announcer table. And while this is happening, they powerbomb Jericho, and while this is happening, Kevin Owens just splitting, just like, oh, well, sorry, Jericho, I'll see you later, like he does. And so Roman and Rollins run up there, they catch him, they beat him, they smack him around a little bit, and then they powerbomb him through, the Raw announce table, Michael Cole and Corey Graves and table, power bombs him through there. And then they kind of, celebrate their buddies now again, and that's basically how the show ended. So, yeah. That's how that all went down last night. So I just thought I'd let you all know if anyone cared. I haven't done one of these reviews in a while, and I just kind of get in the mood to do them, and I got my little bullet point notes to kind of remind me exactly the order of things and how they went, and then I guess I just let you know how it went down and how I saw it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not too spectacular, but I like making them, and if anybody cares and wants to see more, I have no problem making more. It's always fun to talk about wrestling, and I don't, all my friends and everybody aren't big wrestling fans, so I never have anybody to talk to about wrestling, so it's always fun. But anyway, have a good day, and I'll talk to you again later, and see you later. Thank you.